Okay, ready, go. Okay, ready, go. So first of all, in the backswing, your left arm is far behind here. So the way you're bringing is that instead of having enough wind up here and making a large arc here, you're bringing back like this here. And then try to just hit the ball with the wrist action here. And then on the way down, the club is coming down behind your body, coming down this way. That's why your shot is always going to the right, the left side of the target in your case. So the swing plane is outward, and then the club goes back behind your body, and then try to hit the ball here. So you need to increase the size of the arc on this side during the backswing.
Okay.
And try to keep it a bit away from your body. Then from there, just let it go instead of bring it back and then try to hit the ball with your wrist there. And also, oftentimes you're shifting this way quite a bit, so your right foot is going like this.
Yeah, and that just moves it, because I do have trouble hitting up on it. And I think that, yeah, it's like my angle of attack.
As you can see here, it's the hands are coming behind your body here. Now, this is the down the line view. So the body is moving up, and then you try to swing like this instead of letting it go.
It's hard for me to stay in my posture. It's a lot of
the way you move your body, I don't think we need anything here. Yeah, your posture looks okay, but here, the hand position here at impact, you're not moving your hand forward enough toward target. So at impact, the hands are here. So you're hitting the ball about here, and then coming in this way, instead of going more forward here. So the backswing goes behind, and then body is moving this way early, and you're hitting the ball right here, instead of hitting the ball like this. But in your case, let's just try to increase the dynamics of the swing.
Okay.
So we'll directly go to the two-step swing drill. And since you're young, how old are you?
32.
32. You are just just a child, okay? Yeah. That means
my body doesn't always feel like that, but I appreciate it.
You have to use your body that way.
Yeah.
Like a young man.
Exactly.
Okay? So that means you can increase the dynamics of your swing quite a bit. We'll go to the two-step swings right away. So what we'll do is the two-step swing drill has 3 stages. The first is keep the feet together. One thing is really important is the so-called trigger motion. So you will throw the club toward the target first, and then bring it back. Okay? But since you are left-handed, this I feel so strange. But from here, throw the club toward the target, and then toward the end of this trigger motion, you will introduce this away step. This has to be done as part of this trigger motion. Yeah. So toward the end, and then take a step. So that means before you touch down, you should not start the backswing turn. So after touchdown, then start backswing turn. Also, toward the end of the backswing, you will take this toward the step. Okay? And then finally, the downswing. So let's try to just practice the timing. So you don't have to swing hard this time. Keep the feet together. Keep the feet together. And then, so trigger, throw. So in doing that, the key is a continuous motion of the club head. Okay. The club head motion shouldn't be obstructed by anything. So it's a continuous motion and then swing. Then your body has to find the right timing for the steps. First, the trigger is weak. The trigger is weak. And also the timing of the second step was late.
Okay.
So increase the size of the trigger, maybe to this high. Yeah.
Okay.
And then with that, bring the trigger, bring the club actively. So the main purpose of the trigger motion is to have active backswing, more rigorous backswing. Again. Again. So the backswing is still weak. You're not really taking advantage of the trigger motion. So if I do it in the right-handed version, using the momentum of the club, let it go all the way. Okay. So instead of using your arms and try to bring it in, rather using the momentum. So let the club go wide, and then eventually, if you hold it, then eventually it'll go up, right? Okay. So instead of lifting this up with your arms intentionally, and then try to make the arc on this side as large as possible. Again. One way to have a bigger arc here is you have to turn your shoulder more. Currently, your shoulder is not turning 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees. So you have to, part of the reason why this always comes here, and then you cannot really let it go, is because during the backswing, you are not turning the shoulder enough. Okay. Stop about here, and the shoulder is going early, this is follow. But if you have enough shoulder turn here, let's try this. Put your left hand on your belt. And during the backswing, try to put this in here and try to reach as far as possible. That does not mean that you're leaning this way, but so from the trigger motion here, put the right shoulder in and try to reach out this way more. Okay. So you will have a lot more shoulder turn here. So you have to pass that 90-degree point. And then so when you have a good shoulder turn, then you have your weight is on the left side. So stand on the left side. Stand on the left side. Instead of just try to turn it like this, you actually have to put your weight on the left side and then go to this position. So you're reaching out too much. So instead of the shoulder going flat this way, and then put the shoulder in as much. Okay? Then you'll have good shoulder turn here. Go to this position. And then on the way down, try to throw the right arm toward the target by turning the shoulder. Yeah. So instead of using the left arm and try to pull it down, try to throw your right arm toward the target. So in order to throw this arm good that way, that you have to put this in and then let it go.
Yeah, load it.
Again. And then make it continuous, make it continuous. You have to have a rhythmic motion. You really have to throw the arms instead of just reaching out. Yes, so develop this rhythm. Or, DJ sing. Yes, that's what a young man would normally do, okay?
Yeah.
So again, you have to use the body and then develop more rhythmic motion here. So from here, swing. So try to have a rhythm. Is he a good dancer?
No, when I try it, that's so funny. I'm
That explains.
trying to convince him.
That
I also have back issues, so I think that's part of it. But
No, you just don't understand.
that was why I swing more tepidly. I think it is.
so, and particularly when you have a back issue, you have to engage your legs more.
Yeah.
When you develop more rhythmic motion, you don't put much burden on the back. But if your lower body is silent, and try to just turn with upper body, you put a lot of burden. We can develop more rhythmic motion. Yes. So with that, again, let's go back to stage one. And then, so now, as you move the club, remember the rhythm. So, and then take the step along with that. Again. The trigger motion is too slow. Again, if it's rhythmic, then so make the motion fast, also this way fast, but at the transition over there and the transition over there, you have enough time for the steps. Okay? So the steps should be taken at the end of the turn motion, right? Yeah, again. Yeah, the rhythm is getting better now. Yeah. So try to use your shoulder, turn your shoulders more. Feel the motion of the end of the club. Again. So that will already make you freer.
Yeah.
Because instead of having restricted motion, you will be able to awaken your body and then make it more dynamic.
And that'll be easier to stay in the shot, because that's always been the hardest part. Is feeling like I can't, like I'm always kind of coming up and out instead of just.
So when you use the trigger well, then what happens is let it go, bring it back, and then let it go. So if you move the club along the swing plane, then all you need to worry about is just changing the direction. But when you change the direction, you should have a deceleration followed by acceleration in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So you have to have an active deceleration and then let it go.
Yeah.
So you are using the same muscle for the deceleration here and then acceleration in the opposite direction. So that's why it's important to connect the motion, make it continuous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even during the wind-up, you're building tension. The muscles will be elongated. And then when you change the direction, the muscle gets shorter. Yeah. So again, feel the flow and the rhythm. So use the trigger more actively, and then have active backswing. Again. Yeah. Again. And then now, during the backswing, if you really pay attention to the momentum of the club, because of the speed here, the club wants to come this way, but we are holding it, so automatically it goes around. So you don't need to bring this back and intentionally try to lift. As long as you give good speed here, you'll end up here, right? So again, use the momentum and then try to create active backswing. And also, toward the end of the backswing, no need to rush and then go down right away. Have enough time. So, enough time here. So you could wind up and then let it go. So if you're shooting an arrow, then what will happen is you build the tension,
Yep.
aim, and then finally release instead of you don't do this.
Right.
So you have good wind up and a bit more time, build the tension, and then using that, let it go. So you need to swing harder now. So imagine you have a drum, big drum here. So when your arms and the club are straightened here, then you're hitting the drum hard. So hard that everyone on the earth can hear it. Okay. Again. Yeah. Now, here's one more dimension here. On the way down, instead of just turn the body and then try to throw here, let the hands go in front of your body. So throw the hands intentionally toward the target. Go up, good wind up, and then as you go down, try to throw the hands and the club toward the target. So instead of dragging it behind you, let it go. Again. And then also trigger motion. Currently, your trigger is going too high up here, but instead make it a bit flatter. Okay, make it flatter. So it's turning. Yeah. Again, try to throw the arms, and also let's go to the top of backswing position here. Top of backswing. Stop there. Then, now, your hands are here. Okay, try to keep it a bit higher here. Let it go this way, because your left hand is low here, so on the way down it's coming this way here. But if it goes a bit higher, then you can throw the right arm toward the target. So during the backswing, try to keep the left hand a bit higher. For that, initially for the trigger motion, keep it flatter. Then you will be able to bring it a bit higher here.
Yep.
So try to change the backswing by using the trigger motion. Again. Throw the right arm toward the target. This is left arm dominant. So remember, put the right shoulder in, and from here, throw. Okay, now getting better. So this time, just to use the right arm only. Then follow this flow. Throw, bring it up, and then throw the club with the right arm. You can choke up a little bit if it's too long. Yeah. Yeah. In doing this, what you have to feel is the motion of the club head. So instead of dominating it, just to play with it. Yeah. So it has certain physical characteristics. So your tempo should match to that. So here, if you feel the motion of the head here, then let it go, bring it back, and let it go. Yeah. So let it go, bring it back, and swing. And then more than anything, the key is the club head motion. You have to promote the good club head motion instead of your body motion here.
I see.
Yeah. So by using this motion, feel the motion of the club head, and then throw the club head good toward the target. Yes. That plane is a lot better than your normal swing plane when you are using the right arm. Yes. Now the swing plane is fairly toward the target here. But when you use both hands, it always goes outward because of the left arm motion. So again, so you guide the motion of the club by using your right arm. Yes. Now both hands. But although your left hand is on the grip, but still try to use right hand more, right arm more. Yes.
So just very loose with the left.
And then let it go all the way through. This time opened, so it went outward. So the key is the club motion. Feel the club motion. Your goal is to guide, move the club head along the swing plane and throw along the plane you intend.
Yeah.
So if you have swing plane here, let's say this is aligned toward the target. Then through this motion, you have to throw the club head toward the target along that imaginary plane instead of losing it and then letting it go out. So pay attention to the motion of the club head. You have to guide the club the way you want. And also your stance. Your right foot is ahead, in the front. That means already you're standing to the left side of the target. So from there, use the right arm more and then guide it toward the target. The T on the wall is the target. Again. So if you don't have your left arm, what happens is during the backswing, go here and then you just let it go and then stop here. When you use your left arm, then go behind here. Again, feel the motion of the club.
Yeah.
More than anything, this is a continuous motion, and you don't want to dominate the club. So you have to work with it.
I'm a baseball player, so that I've had to unlearn swinging with my hands.
So here, if you use the momentum here, and then let it go this way, then the club will end up here. But if you intentionally try to lift with your arms, then it goes in here. When it's in here, then the swing goes outward.
Yeah.
But if you let it go, continue this motion, then the left arm will be higher here. Then from here, just to throw the club toward the target. So you have to adjust your backswing. But again, use the momentum of the club. Still is outward. So use your right arm. Okay, remove your left arm, right arm only. Yes, the direction is perfect there. Yes. Now use the right arm, left arm. So so when you go up here, keep the left arm a bit higher. So if you keep your hands in front of your body and then turn here, then the left arm goes here, right? So if you mainly turn the shoulder, it's going this way here, but instead keep it this way. You can still have a really tight left arm position, but bring the hands a bit higher. This is all you need.
Okay.
Yeah. From here, if you bring it down, instead of coming down this way and then going out, just bring it down here, then you'll be able to bring it toward the target.
Get the hands way more in front
Yeah.
of the body.
So this left arm causes a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So in the backswing, if you go flat, your shoulder goes flat, and then left hand goes behind here, then that naturally.
I wonder, so I was a pitcher, left-handed pitcher, and I have very limited mobility in the front right of my shoulder. Like, you only get it here where it's on this side, fully back. So I guess for me, it feels like you can see, like my arm, like it's literally shaking to do that.
It's it could be because of your labrum condition there.
Yeah, it doesn't, like it's, I can hold it here, but it's not, it's uncomfortable, you know?
So there is an exercise for that.
Yeah.
So when could be partially because of impingement, but when you move your arm here, okay,
Yeah.
if the head is rolling with it, then it gives you an impingement. But if you just the head just rotates in the socket here,
Yeah.
then it's easier to move.
Yeah, like that feels way easier.
So you can lie on the affected side, and then so if this is a lying position, let's say this is the bed, okay. If you're lying in this position here, you can practice this.
Yeah.
When you do this, then it will free the joint. So then certainly you will have more range of motion.
Right. I think for me, the way that feels the easiest is to like fully open the club that way, which we don't really want to do, but that's how I can get it in that position.
Yeah. So now, if this is the swing plane, let's do this. If this is swing plane, just move it along the swing plane, then it will go this way here. So you have to have this imaginary swing plane here, which is passing, the midsection of the trunk here. Then bring it up and going this way here. And then it's okay to keep the hands above the swing plane, but it never goes below. So if you just go here, flip this way,
Right.
the club head goes below the swing plane. It goes really flat here. But instead, so you have a certain barrier here,
Yeah.
and you don't go below that. Okay? So as you move here, this is the absolute lower boundary, then you always stay above it. And then on the way down, you come back to that plane, swing plane, and the swing, and then again you go above. So you have this swing plane as the absolute lower boundary,
Yep.
and then you don't go below that. Okay, so go up here, bring it back down, and then up from the high position to the swing plane, high position to swing plane. The swing plane is running this way here. But if this goes below here, it causes a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
It's always easier to bring something down because the gravity is always pulling object down. But when you go below and then on the way down, when you have really fast motion, you try to lift up,
Yeah.
it causes trouble. So then naturally, if this is too low, then what happens is you just bring it down here and then your swing goes outward here. That's why you keep hitting the ball to the right. And particularly when the club head is going outward, then the low point occurs earlier. And as the club head is moving up, it will hit the ball. Normally, if the impact is good, then this is okay. You will have a draw spin and bring the ball in. But if this goes up too much, what happens is you have thin shot.
Yeah, that's my miss, definitely has been.
That's why the impact is not consistent. So you need to bring the swing plane more toward the target. That way you will have a more solid impact. But then, so as you go this way, instead of using the left arm, try to guide everything with the right arm here. So depending on where you put your right arm here, this will determine the left-hand position here. Then from there, again, using the right arm more, so you need to engage your right arm relatively more, and then throw the club toward the target. So when you use just a single hand here, using the right arm only, you can guide it along the right plane. So here, this is no problem. But as soon as this goes here, backswing goes flat, then the body slides, to make the space here so that your hands come this way and then it goes outward. So try to engage the right arm more. And then image the swing plane. So you have this swing plane here. You want to move the club along the swing plane and then go above it instead of going below. So this is swing plane. When you extend it, it will hit the wall where the tee is, right? Yeah. So it's going that way. Then when you bring the hands and club along the swing plane, eventually the hands and club has to go above the swing plane here. stay high up here, come down to swing plane, and then let it go that way.
Yep.
So you need to adjust the way you're moving the club backward. So one way to do that is, if you feel the club head motion, let's say during the trigger motion, hold it. So during the trigger motion, give a bit more motion to the club head. If the club head goes like this, then you have to bring the club head here. But if the club head is here, head is here, then it's easier to bring backward. But if the club head goes in here more by using the wrist motion like this, then it's hard to bring backward. So let it go this way here. From here, when you bring it back, you can go a bit higher. But if it goes high up here and then always you go backward.
I see.
So by manipulating the club head motion, you can adjust the way you do the backswing. Yeah. And also here. So this was good. And again, using the wrist and all the motion, they let the club head go here instead of try to manipulate with the arms. So instead of fighting and then try to move the club like this, this is the motion. You let the club head go. And then with that, you follow this motion instead of using your arm and then try to do something like this.
Yeah.
Go up and then try to go this way.
Well, that's something I've always struggled with is like the best way to start the actual swing is sometimes I think about my shoulder, sometimes I think about starting it with my leg and just kind of letting everything carry.
Yeah, the body will start the motion, but with the body motion, and if you let the club head go, it will go here. Instead of using the arm, try to manipulate this. So with the initial body shift, then throw the club will be here. So you have to relax your wrist to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Okay, and then feel the motion of the club. But the bottom line is, again, in the trigger motion, make it a bit flatter. Okay, with that, in the backswing, from there, let the club head go. Instead of trying to manipulate it, let the club head go, and automatically it will move along the swing plane. So that's better. So overall, in terms of the club motion, now you are letting it go a little bit with the wrist motion here. So if you just feel the motion of the club head here, it's as simple as this motion here. Let it go here, let it go, instead of trying to manipulate. So feel the motion of the club head, and go easy with your wrist, and then feel the motion of the club head. Again. And then try to go as much as possible here in the backswing. Give a more shoulder turn. And also it is okay for you to have the club like this. Go beyond the horizontal. This is okay. Actually, when this happens, it's when you have enough backswing here, it's difficult to go this way. And you have to throw this way.
Yeah.
So using the trigger and then have active backswing. With that, let the club go around your body. Yes. That kind of backswing, large backswing. This time. So what happens is when you have enough backswing, but then if the club head goes this way, it's a crossover.
Yeah.
So when the club goes enough, but if it's crossover, then it's easy to go into out. So you have to drop this way here. That's why you assume a little bit of a reverse pivot posture here. Then naturally, the club head will drop more. But if you lean this way, it goes a crossover versus this one here. So again, if you pay attention to the club head motion, using the momentum here, let it continue that motion, it will go here. If you don't really manipulate this, maintain the motion, and it will go here. From there, swing versus. So at the top, go to the backswing top. and then here. This is low, and then the club goes this way. Instead, the hand can go a bit higher and drop the club behind your back here. So do not let it go this way.
Okay.
Then this is already crossover alignment. It's easy to go this way here.
That makes sense.
But if you are here, or this way here, you'll go this way here.
Yep.
Yeah. So by being conscious about what you do with the club head, then you can adjust a lot of things. So pay attention to where the club head ends at the end of backswing. Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's better. Yeah, that's better. So what happens is, in order to, so from here, with about 90-degree turn, and in order to align the club this way, if you look at the direction of thumb, it's here, pointing backward, and the turn, it goes here. But if it's slightly along the shoulders here, then when you turn 90 degrees, then it always goes that way.
Yeah.
So you have to keep it more this way. Yeah. So pay attention to the direction of the thumb. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Then when the club head is staying relatively close to the swing plane, then you just deliver it along the swing plane. But when you have crossover, then it moves away from the swing plane, and it gives you more into-out downswing path. So the key is you are knowing how the club head is moving in your swing. Yes. And also the advantage of having, even if you have crossover position, but still by having bigger backswing, and you will be able to use your body better. If it's the backswing is not large enough, then you are using your arm and it's coming behind your body. But when you have enough backswing here, from there you have to use your body to let it go. So again, stage one. Now have active trigger, but more time in the transition, and bring it back also actively, fast. So when you have that large backswing, downswing becomes a lot easier. You don't have to shift the body quite a bit and then keeping the club here. Because you have a large backswing, from there you will just throw the club. So make the motion fast, or the backswing should be a lot faster than what you do now. But at the transition, have more time. Okay? No rush. So use the trigger and then have an active backswing. So when you have active backswing, naturally you have a larger backswing, so you have more range of motion, right? Also, you will have more time. So again, make the backswing really fast. The timing of step is a bit late. The second step,
Front step.
the second step should be done before the backswing is completed. Always the step is done at the end of the turn, but before the direction changes. Again, at this time, keep more backswing here. And try to have a little bit reverse pivot posture. Yeah. So when you have a good wind up here, doing the backswing, good wind up, it will automatically prepare your body better. So from there, you will be able to use your muscles more. So let me record the stage one. Let's. Okay, give me really active backswing by using the trigger. Ready, go. Ready, go. So when you do the backswing, you are lifting the leg like this. No need to do. You're only stepping outward. So as you go here, you're stepping this way instead of. This is a typical baseball move. But when you do this, you're just standing on this side here, right? But actually, by using this leg push, you should be able to generate this motion here during the backswing. And then the down the line view. Yeah. Now, let's go back to, this is your initial swing. This was your initial swing.
Yeah.
Again. So you're just lifting this here and then swing from there. Now the way you are moving your body is a lot more flowing.
Yeah, a lot more dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the step duties will automatically enhance this. Now let's go to stage 2. In stage 2, we'll eliminate the first step, only take the second step here. Still maintain the trigger, and then swing. This can be close to your regular swing. Then you just lift and then bring it down. If it's a bit narrower than your regular stance, then go here and then you can actually step toward the target and then swing. Or if this is close to your regular swing, simply just slightly lift and then put it down and swing. Either way is okay.
Yeah.
But we are eliminating the first step. So stage 2. Stage 2, eliminate the first step, only do the second step. But the same idea. Now increase the level of effort. Swing harder. So there's no tomorrow. Okay? Today is the last day you play golf.
Yeah.
Today is the last day you swing.
Okay.
And give good trigger. From there, active backswing, and let it go. Is it a disc problem or?
I had a L5S1 herniation, which is part of the reason why I swing like I do now. But it's gotten better to the point where I'm starting to play more regularly and get more like ramped up. But
So what did you do? Did you have a fusion or?
no, I've just been like
Just-
physical therapy and work and stuff, no surgery. But yeah, I've also like just been having like QL pain a little bit. So
But that's why particularly you have to use your body more.
yeah.
Okay? So use the legs. That's very good. That's very. Although the timing was a bit late, the timing of the step was late, but the swing plane was really good. And don't be afraid of having really active backswing, and then let it go as much as possible. So in order to take this step nicely, what you have to do is use this leg here. As you swing backward here, you will push the ground with the left leg, but you are pushing down and out. Then the ground will push your body up and to the right. Using this, and automatically you will have this motion here. Instead of stand here and then try to take this step intentionally, push and come back here. It's called the recentering. So you will have initially shift away. With the shift away and then push the ground and then you're coming back, this is called the recentering.
Okay.
All you need is just recentering. Nice recentering using the left leg. Again, so this time, this went in too close to your body. Let it go more away from your body. And then, again, the main thing is the continuous cleavage motion. So, this is your goal, and then you'll find the right timing of the step. Okay? Yeah, you are using your body more actively now. That comes from active backswing. So give enough backswing. It's rushed. You go up here and then you have enough time and keep more motion here. wait, and then let it go. So mature backswing, no rush. Whenever you rush, then you use the arms.
Yeah. Which also happens if I have like anxiety on the course.
Yeah.
I play my swing on the range so much better than I get on the course, especially with this club, and it's fast and.
That's why here, Vijay Singh, Vijay Singh, instead of Vijay Singh. It's impossible when you have exaggerated Vijay, right?
Yeah.
So, saying this kind of, rhyme.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I've said like 1, 2.
But that one, that's not that good.
not
So,
good.
because you should have a phrase with which you can sort of exaggerate it. So that's why, Farid or something.
Yeah.
Okay, when you are angry to yourself, Farid.
Yeah. When I top my drive.
Yeah, and then with that exaggeration, you will be able to control the timing. So internally, always say something, so that you can have a good overall rhythm. That's a better timing now. That's better timing.
DJ Singh.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether it's a VJ Singh or Farid Fordham or whatever that is. Yep. The trigger was weak, so the backswing was weak. So the bottom line, you should have a good backswing. And with that, you have to turn your body more. Okay. Then, because your body is ready, so on the way down, you can use the body. But if the body turn is not enough, then you tend to use your arms.
Yeah.
Then always you rush at the same time. Yes. Yeah. That time, that kind of magnitude. So in a sense, part of the reason why the impact is not consistent is because although you have a outward swing plane, but more than anything, you have a rushed downswing. So before your body is ready, you just try to pull it down.
Yeah.
That's why that happens. But if you have more time up here with a bit bigger backswing, more time, that alone will give you a lot more consistent shot. Okay. So again, always say something internally. Vijay Singh. So Vijay and then Singh. These are the accents. Vijay Singh. These are when you push the ground with your legs. The timings. It's not pulling the club, but Vijay Singh. You're pushing the ground with the legs.
I see.
Then that will give you good timing of the step. Yes. That kind of flow here. Then you naturally will push the ground at the accent.
Yeah.
So again, stage 2. They give enough time at the top. Yes. That timing is a lot better. Now I will record this, stage 2. All right, stage 2. So using the trigger motion, have a good backswing, and a large enough backswing, and then good timing, and then let it go. Okay, ready, stage 2, go. That posture and the flow, a lot better. Okay, so ready, go. 2, go. So now, see how you're doing the swing. First, the frontal view. You see how much you go here. Look at the body push. Your shoulder turn is more than 90 degrees because you are letting it go. So shoulder has a good turn. With that, you have the club passing the horizontal, right? This is really good posture. And let it go.
Did I come out of the shot now?
So let it go. Now your hands are going more forward here. Okay. Oh, the next one. Your hands are here. And then when we go back to your initial swing. your hands are here. Okay, if you look at the streak, it's a similar position, but your hands are here. But now in the new swing, your hands are more in front of you because you are letting it go. So that makes a big difference. This posture versus so letting it go, and then you're standing on the right side a lot better.
So what I'd be curious to see now is if we put a ball there and I do more or less the same drill, how much it actually changes when I try to square the club face. Or the idea is that club face should be square.
When your hands are slightly in front of your body, it's easier to square the club head.
Yeah.
If it's a bit earlier, if you have impact a bit earlier, when the hand is here, still is on the way out here, and then the club is behind, and they hit the ball here, versus let it go a bit more, then the club head will turn this way more. So the chance of hitting straight or this way is increasing than going that way here. But the bottom line is, this was your initial swing. There's a lot of hesitation here. Now, when you look at the last one, down the line view, the flow, it's continuous. And you're not really intentionally trying to swing with the arms, because now you feel the motion of the club a lot better. That's the key. The key of good motion to the club. With that, your body will go through more turn and everything.
Yeah.
So that way, you can use these muscles, bigger muscles, better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so this is where you end up at the top, the shoulder. It's slightly less than 90 degrees. Look at that. Now you're turning your shoulder a lot more. So naturally, you're using these big muscles better. Because you let your shoulder turn more, that means that you're ready to use these muscles. So that you can start the downswing with these big muscles and then add your hands later.
Yeah.
So the hands go a bit ahead of the body. But if you start the swing with the arm motion here, the body is simply sliding, then it ends up here instead of this position.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if I've got a ball on the tee, and I can't really load up my backswing with the trigger motion.
Yeah, that's why you have to remember what your lower body does. As we go through these drills, you are essentially teaching your body how to move, right? And then you should be able to use that in a regular swing. But now let's go to stage 3.
Okay.
Stage 3, no step.
Okay.
Just use your regular stance, no step. Still use the trigger motion. Using the trigger, have active backswing, and then let it go. This time a bit rushed, so give a bit more motion. So again, VJ sing. And this time you intentionally slow down the motion here. Still the motion should be fast because you have VJ kicking the ground, kicking the ground, VJ. Still this motion is fast enough, but you have more time up here. Instead of slowing down the whole thing. So motion should be fast, but have more time at the transition. Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. So motion is...
It feels so different from how like it feels like I'm going to be out of control.
But actually, you will see that that gives you actually a lot better control. All you need is to change the direction. Because this motion, you have enough wind up. You're not creating that wind up intentionally. Because of this momentum, you have that wind up. All you need is just to change the direction.
Right. You just hear so many people slow
back.
Slow,
Then what happens is you will not be able to use the big muscles.
Yeah.
And also, particularly with a slow motion, if your turn is not enough, then you definitely use your arms. So if you have really strong arms, that's okay. Okay? You're hitting the ball with your muscles. But with your body size, if you take advantage of your body size, that means have good flow, good range of motion. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, particularly when you have back problem, then by using the whole body
Yeah.
is a lot easier.
Counterintuitive, but makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, you would think.
So if you don't move your lower body that much, then most of the motion occurs here, puts obviously a lot of burden to the structures here.
Yeah.
But when your body, the whole body is moving actively, you are spreading the range of motion out to across many joints. So each joint will have a narrower range of motion required.
Yeah.
So it should be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the key word here is the flow.
Yeah.
Flow. Feel the flow and then let it go. Follow the flow and then let it go instead of try to hit it with your muscles.
Yeah.
And particularly trigger motion will help. So stage 3, good trigger and the active backswing, and that will give you enough time at the transition. Yes. Yeah, now your swing looks a lot more athletic. Mm-hmm. And also even I see a little bit of a vertical rhythm, which is really good. Particularly when you go from stage 3 to your regular swing, that vertical rhythm is important. When you have this vertical rhythm, then it's easier to use the rhythm you developed in stage 3 in your regular swing.
Yeah.
But if your low body is kind of quiet here, then from stage 3 to your regular swing, you have too much gap there.
I see. Yeah. No, it feels more athletic. Just the.
Mm-hmm. And also, at the end of the trigger motion, have enough time. So if you rush on this side, you will also rush on this side. So give enough time. And then by pushing the ground, and then bring it back. So imagine a swing. In your backyard, you have this swing, and then your kid is riding the swing. Do you have a child?
Just the fur baby.
So imagine later you will have a baby, right? And then when your child is riding the swing, what happens? You wait until this comes up here and then push, and push instead of as it coming up and you try to push.
Right.
Also imagine the door. When you try to open the door when it's closing, it's a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
That's why people hold the door for you,
Right.
right? But if the door is moving away from you and then you try to open it, you have to put a lot more effort. The same thing.
Right.
When it goes this way or either way, it's still keeping the motion that way, and then you try to reverse the direction, you have to put a lot of effort. But when you wait until this is matured, and then change the direction, it's a lot easier. And then, in the meantime, your body will be ready. With the increased range of motion here, instead of rushing down, you let it go, mature, backswing, then your body will have more range of motion. With that, on the way down, it'll be easier, right? So no rush. So both ways, at the end of the trigger motion and at the end of the backswing. Yes. It looks a lot more flowing and also athletic. Yes. And then on the way down, try to throw the hands and the club in front of your body. So as if there is a sticker on the club head. You want to shake it off by swinging hard on the way down. Okay? Yes. So in order to shake it off, you have to give good wrist action. Yeah. That's the stage 3. So the stage 3 will be from now on your pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
Always before you hit the ball, use the stage 3. again, stage 3. Give me good active motion and then have enough time at the transition. Ooh, Vijay Singh. Yes, that flow is really good. Now I will record this. So you are gradually changing the way you move your body. Okay, and then later when you watch the video, you will see that there's this very big difference between your initial motion and the current motion here. Okay, ready, stage 3, go. It's a lot more flowing now. Ready, set, go.
Stage
Now
3,
you feel the
go.
rhythm. Yeah. So this is so natural, so you can easily do this.
Go.
Look at the flow. It's not something you're intentionally doing here. It's now look at the position of the hands. It's a lot higher. Mm-hmm. The club goes this way. You have a good amount of shoulder turn here, and then your left leg is loaded here, pushing the ground, and then you're shifting, and then bring it down, and let it go.
It does kind of seem like too much of my body, though, shifted forward to where if I actually had a ball, I wouldn't necessarily be hitting up on it there, would I?
We'll try to hit the ball, and then you will see. And it always takes some time to refine your impact with this new movement. But usually I've seen people who adjust quickly only takes about 5 shots. Okay. And generally a young golfer with reasonable control of the body, it shouldn't be a major problem. But so here, and let it go. So look at the finish position here. Mm-hmm. Look at this.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. That's, I'm telling you, that's the bane of my golf existence.
Yeah.
I look at those pro shots and they're like,
yeah. Now
I don't know how to do it.
Now you are really letting it go. So your hands are staying in front of your body more, which is good. Again, you were.
Yeah. No, I know. It's horrible to look at, and just inconsistent.
So you're shifting this way early. Look at this. So it's a.
Yeah, the flip. I know. My phone is full of these swings.
It's because you're not really using the flow here. Mm-hmm. If you're using the momentum, you see, you just keep going here. You just let it go. So always, both ways. When you do this, always feel the motion of the club. Your job is to just have a continuous motion and change the direction. Mm-hmm. Along the way, you're using your lower body to make it a bit easier. And then load your body and then let it go. Mm-hmm. And then let it go. Yeah. So that's the rhythm. So as long as you feel the rhythm, then the rest should be just straightforward. You just keep practicing, then this becomes your main swing pattern.
And with the irons, pretty much same feel, just different stance.
In the irons, you don't have that large backswing, right? Yeah. But still, no need to intentionally restrict the motion. Just let it go and see how it goes. Yeah. Okay. Still, the flow is really important. Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to dominate the club motion, you just let it go using the momentum. And let it go means develop the momentum here, and just using the momentum hit the ball. Yeah. Instead of trying to affect the motion of the club near the impact. Yep. Right? So this is stage 3. Then let's go to stage 3 and your regular swing. So what we'll do now is use stage 3 as your pre-shot routine, okay? And then you will hit the ball. So it's, as if there is a ball there. Now do the stage 3 and then your regular swing. But you have to remember the rhythm and then try to use it in your regular swing. That means that in your regular swing, your backswing should be still rigorous. Okay, and then also it should be large enough. So your goal in the regular swing, and particularly in
it's more just there's like a drop.
This way here. Yeah, stand on these two plates here. These are what we use normally.
Yeah.
So in the backswing, more than anything, your goal is to create this enough wind up all the way here. Okay, it's not about hitting the ball, rushing down to the ball, but rather in the backswing, your goal is to create this enough backswing wind up. So from here, create enough backswing from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so stage 3 first. Yeah, your stance is wide. So here, there are two plates here underneath
Yeah.
with the
I think
mat.
it's just where the position of the tee
Yeah.
is too far back.
It's a right centered. So, what we can do is we can turn this around. Stand on those two mats, and then see whether this position is.
Yeah, I think you have to go up a little bit. Play it up to here.
Oh, so left-handed. That's right. About here.
Yeah.
You went that way too much. So stand on the mat. Try to stay right in the middle of the two mats. So about here.
I think you go a little back, a little more towards you.
This is quite centered. So you have to keep the ball a bit more that way. But let's start with this. Yeah. So do the stage 3 and the regular swing. Remember that pattern, and then go to the approach to the ball. Now pretend that there is a ball there, your regular swing. And then your goal is to have active backswing and then large enough backswing. Rushed. So you stopped about here. So this is the thing. And in your imaging, it's really important to have the right image, what you focus on.
Yeah.
So in the stage 3, it's easy to go this position because of the momentum here.
Right.
When you start from here, still internally, VJ, you can have a little bit of bouncing action. VJ, and then go to this position and sing. So you have to maintain similar movement.
Yeah.
Whether you can do that or not, that will determine how difficult it is from migrate from stage 3 to your regular swing. So stage 3 first. Stage 3 first. Yeah, that motion is a lot more active than your original swing.
Yeah.
Okay, so stage 3 first. Remember that, and approach it to the ball. Do not have too much time between the two. Yes, that alone. It gave you a lot bigger backswing, so your hands were up here, and the club went this way here, and that looks a lot better.
Yeah.
But let's introduce a mini stage 3 in between.
Okay.
Mini stage 3, you have a smaller trigger and then bring it back, the same thing. But time content should be similar. The timing should be similar. So, swing versus swing, verse, let it go. Although the motion is smaller, but because you're using the body, still the timing should be similar.
Yeah.
And then regular swing.
Okay.
So the purpose is we'll reduce the size of the trigger motion and then getting closer to your regular swing. So we have three-step approach. Full stage 3, mini stage 3, and your regular swing. That's a mini stage 3. Yep. So let's do full stage 3 first, and then mini stage 3, and then regular swing. And then mini stage 3. and then regular swing. Yes. So now it's because you have a bigger backswing, the whole thing looks very different.
Yeah.
So you can be creative in terms of the strategy, how smoothly you transition from stage 3 to your regular swing.
Right.
And the time gap between these is also part of the whole rhythm.
Yeah.
So if you take too much time, then you lose the memory, right?
Yeah.
If you rush too much, then again it's out of the timing. So, yeah, swing, swing,
Yep.
swing. So have reasonable time between these, and that the whole thing is just part of this grand plan here, right?
Grand plan to bomb it down the fairway.
Yes, yes. So again, stage 3, full stage 3, mini stage 3, and your regular. Keep practicing. Yeah. So still the regular swing is a lot more athletic than your initial swing. So this is the idea when
The
you.
flow, was that still flowing?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Because I'm trying to use the beats. I'm thinking, so in my actual swing now, it's
yes, yes. So that initial action, this is also trigger motion.
yeah,
It's a body-driven trigger
right.
instead of the club
To
trigger.
help try to load the leg.
Yeah, yeah. So let me record this. So your full stage 3, mini stage 3, and then regular. Okay, so ready. Full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular. Go.
Full stage 3, mini stage 3,
Then
and the regular.
regular.
Go.
Yeah, the size of the backswing is really good. So you know that no need to limit the backswing.
And then regular.
Again, the same thing. Ready. So full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular. Go.
So full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular.
regular.
Go.
Now if you look at the whole flow, now the way you throw the club, the hands are staying in
And
front
then
of the ball.
regular.
Yeah, and particularly the last one. The regular swing. Let's see how big your backswing is. And then also the shoulder turn here. You start using your body a lot better now. Because of that, if you go from there, you're letting it go.
And I felt the timing where the club wrapped around, like it felt way more in sync to where I was holding it here, which like you see a lot of the pros do, yeah.
So this versus let it go. Then the down the line view. Yeah, look at the flow. It's always if you have reasonable control over your body. Now the swing plane is quite consistent here. As you repeat this motion, your body will quickly accept this rhythm because this is really natural.
Yeah,
All you do is have a stepping-like action here,
it's working with the momentum.
and then it will help to turn, push the ground and turn, push the ground and turn, and then it will promote the shoulder turn. So when you have enough shoulder turn, these big muscles can be used in the downswing. So you don't need to use your arms that much.
Yeah,
All you do is just throw the hands and club, right?
Yep.
So that's why the flow is a lot better. And then for a while, keep practicing this. instead of hitting a lot of balls, but tomorrow you want to play, that's okay.
Maybe.
But
I don't, I mean, I haven't looked at this.
But always before you hit the ball, use stage 3 and mini stage 3 as your pre-shot routine, and try to maintain this flow all the time.
Yeah.
Okay? So that sometimes when you focus on the ball too much, then you lose the rhythm, right? So until you can do the rhythmic motion without even thinking, you have to keep practicing this.
Yeah.
But before you go, let's hit some balls and see how it goes. So we'll do the same thing. Full stage 3, mini stage 3, and then you are hitting the ball.
Yeah.
And then in order to hit the ball, I will move this slightly away so later you can move forward a little bit. So I will give it more room so that you can do the full stage 3 and then mini stage 3 here.
So do.
You can move slightly backward and then do the stage 3, or you can swing above the ball.
Yeah. What do you recommend in terms of the pre-shot?
Either way. One nice thing about having intentionally flatter swing plane, so almost go like this. This is to help you to maintain everything above a certain plane here. And then you gradually lower this and then go to where the ball is.
I see.
Yeah. So oftentimes you're bringing down too much.
Right.
But if you keep a bit flatter here, you have everything controlled.
And then you just control it with.
And then just to bring it down a little bit. So it may be a better way to swing above the ball, or it depends. But try, yeah. So there, full stage 3. And then mini stage 3. And then approach to the ball and do your regular swing. And then again, maintain that flow rhythm. Yep. So you have still you maintain good impact. That means it won't take that much time for you to completely develop this rhythm in your regular swing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes when people move the body too rigorously, then they miss the ball.
Well, it feels balanced because of the momentum.
Yeah, because you're using the legs, so it's easier to maintain the balance.
Yeah.
Again, stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular. So from now, this will be how you practice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. It was just coming back.
Yeah.
It changed the shot direction completely. So in your case, you will just need the minimum amount of time to adjust to this. And then the ball was fairly high,
Yeah.
although it hit the wire there. But
Right.
yeah, so I will record this. So from now on, when you practice, always keep this routine, okay? Full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular. Even when you play,
Irons as well.
yeah. The irons, you don't have to have full motion, but always feel the flow.
Yeah.
So with the iron here, swing, swing, and then you can go and hit the ball. So you can be creative.
Yeah.
As long as you can remind yourself of the rhythm,
Yeah.
then that should be enough, right? So as you get more skillful, then you can minimize the size of motion and things like that.
Right.
Yeah. But for a while, diligently practice this, okay? All right, so again, ready, full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular, go.
Mini
mini
stage
stage 3,
3,
really
and
good.
the regular. Go.
Regular. Yeah, again, you see the way the ball is bouncing back,
That
you
mini
have a lot
stage
better
3, really
direction
good.
control now.
Regular.
So Ready, full stage 3, mini stage 3, and regular. Go.
Stage 3, mini stage 3, and regular. Go.
Yeah, if you look at the direction, it's fairly toward the target. And then earlier, when you hit the ball, always it was to the right.
Yeah.
So now the swing lane is not too much outward. More important because you improved the flow, particularly increase the backswing here. This is, I think, the main improvement today.
Yeah.
So with this, you have a good body posture here. It's almost like a K shape here. Here, from there, let it go, and then your hands are staying in front. So it's a lot easier to have the direction control.
Yeah. Thank you. Do you want to see an iron swing or same deal?
You can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing. But don't be too impatient, okay?
Yeah.
So give enough time.
Okay.
But once you soaked into this rhythm, then it's just a matter of, feeling the flow.
Yeah.
Ben Hogan used to do this here. They take a step, go here, and then swing. He was also using similar two-step pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
But in your case, you just one step back here, and then full stage 3. Also, you can do a bit flatter plane, and make sure it doesn't drop below certain plane. Okay?
Yeah.
And then also mini stage 3, just using the body here. Although the motion is not big, but using the body and then bring it back. Always emphasize this aspect. Then your regular swing also, you can go a bit flatter here and swing, and then go to the ball and do that.